It's that time again. It's Friday. Good morning! Coming to you live from Axe Media Group headquarters here in the beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay with your hosts, Matt and Jay! Of course, we got two special guests in the studio with us today. To my left, your right, Jordan. I called you Tanner. All right, and then sitting across from me, he was on here the other day, last Wednesday. Jeremiah Humans is on with us today. All right, welcome to the party. Waiting for the hook line on this. Does this song sound familiar? That was so much fun that day. All right, let's get out of here. All right, so first things first, I got to go on over here to broadcast on axeradio.com.
We didn't start that.
Oh, I should have done that already. All right, so good morning, everybody, on axeradio.com. We are already live on YouTube and Facebook, and we have We have Jeremiah Humans in the studio with us, and we also have Jordan, my mini-me, 14 years old today. Or not today, March. He turned 14. It's crazy. Not a lot of 14-year-olds can say they're on a radio show.
No.
I mean, at least one can. He's all quiet now.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Quiet.
He doesn't stop talking most of the time, and then he gets on here. He's like,
Okay.
"Yeah, okay."
Quiet time.
All right. So, how you doing today, Jeremiah? We didn't really let you talk a lot last week or the other day. Sorry about that.
Well, this time you were expecting me, so.
Yeah. Well, and not really what you did send us messages. You sent him a message on Facebook, me a message on Facebook, and then you tried to send me a message on my phone. So we'll forgive you that time.
Yeah.
And you're here early today. Earlier, at least you were almost 15 minutes early, so that's good. You actually were here 15 minutes early, but we lingered outside for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm going to redo this here.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah. Are you looking on Facebook?
Yeah. Yeah, Facebook and YouTube.
Hey, JB Cobb. JB Cobby. Yeah. He's pray for Jay today. That's all I'm going to say about that. Pray for Jay.
Good morning, Marsha. Good morning, Steve.
Marsha and Steve's on here already.
I usually have it open.
My back is killing me today. That's exciting news. Started cleaning up my house yesterday, and it was a little bit irritating. Like, there was just a little bit of a sore back. And then I laid down after I was done cleaning the house up. I relaxed for 10 minutes, something like that. And I went to get up, and I couldn't hardly get up because my lower back hurts so bad. Even right now, if I relax,
Ouch.
This sends a real sharp pain. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know what you're talking
A
about.
massage therapist can help with that.
I thought about going to what do you call that? A chiropractor.
Chiropractor, yeah. If it hurts when you relax, yeah. I don't know. I would imagine it sounds like something's not in the right place.
Sounds like a decompression issue. Like I've got, I'm a big guy, so weight pushing down on my spinal cord has a. Marcia feels bad because after my back started hurting yesterday, I got to go over and unload a bag of grain for her out of her car. And they're 50 pounds apiece. And what I said to her was, don't matter, it's already hurting now, so.
Oh, it matters.
Oh, well, it didn't. It actually, once I got it straight up, if I stay tense, it doesn't hurt as bad. But if I relax my upper body, that's whenever it starts shooting pains. Like, it's weird.
Well, when I hurt my back, I had a massage therapist. She fixed it. She came over to my house and she fixed me.
Yeah.
She knew what she was doing. And
well,
I was fixed.
I've always told people, if you have back problems, you should see a doctor first before you see a chiropractor. But in this case, I watered the plant yesterday, Steve. But in this case, I really can't afford to go to the doctor. And so
The
the
massage
chiropractor,
therapists probably aren't going to be cheap either because.
well, they're not going to be, $200 to $500 either.
Well, no, they're probably more like 40, $50 an hour.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's a lot more space for them to have to work with, so it might take them a little longer. That was a fat joke on myself. But
They put you on this chair and then they do these things to you. I mean,
like I've seen the middle ages looking like stretch table that they have at a chiropractor, and that looks like it feels great.
Yeah.
The decompression table, where they have those things under your armpits and they latch those things onto your legs and it slowly pulls out, and as you relax, you can feel it go. That's what it sounds like.
How's it do again? Yeah, that sounds cool.
Jordan's so quiet. What's up, buddy? You gonna share? Did you share this on your Facebook account? Mm-hmm. So all your friends and
Cool.
relatives are seeing you on the air right now.
Mm-hmm.
Steve said, "Good boy for watering the plant." Morning, Scott. My brother is on the air with us today. He's one of our top fans now. Steve, you'd think you'd be one of the top fans because you're on here all the time.
I am too when I'm home.
Yeah.
You know.
But
no
Steve
one's
interacts more
watching
than
this.
almost anybody ever has. Let Jay work on your back, he says.
Yeah.
Marcia says, a massage therapist. That's where I am going to.
Yeah.
You know, and it sounds like it would feel great, but I've never actually had a really good massage because I've got deep muscles, you know. They have to work really hard to get deep enough to get my muscles.
Yeah.
So like you have somebody standing on somebody else's fist pushing their elbow down to get to the muscle that they need to massage there.
Yeah.
That's it takes, you know.
Deep tissue massage, yeah.
Yeah, but that's I thought about, you know, what sorry, Scott's saying hi to his wife. Good morning, Booler. I can hear him say it in my head.
Yeah.
So, she said, good morning, my love. That's so sweet.
When I hurt my back, it was a few years ago, but it hurts.
And
I hurt so bad I could barely get out of the car.
yeah, I mean, I can't, if I turn and try to like bend over, like, and it's got to be a muscle or something, because when I bend over and it stretches, that causes pain too.
Oh, yeah.
So I know I'm preaching to the choir here. You've had back problems. You broke your back and were basically paralyzed for what, a year?
I wasn't paralyzed for a year. I was in bed for a year.
I bet you're fantasizing about that recliner at home, right? Your lazy boy recliner.
I don't have a lazy boy. My parents do in their house. So I thought about relaxing in that. That wasn't too awful bad, but even then, just whenever I relax, it still sends the sharp pains.
Well, there's one at Bass Pro.
Is there?
I think they still have one.
The massage chairs?
No, there's a lazy boy recliner at Bass Pro. You can always sit in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Just go over there and sit down.
Yeah. Just wave to people as they go in. Pretend I work there.
You have to learn your limits. If it's a real permanent problem, it's going to teach you. It's going to teach you that you have new limits.
Well, you know,
And that's hard to learn.
this is the first time it's hurt in the middle of my back. My sciatic nerve has hurt before, and that sucks. But this is not my sciatic nerve. This is like right over the spine, the lower back, just above the canyon, you know. And it's probably where all the weight is, and that's where you pivot and move the most. And so I hope and I pray to God that this is not a permanent thing.
It'll teach you what your new limits are. That's for sure.
Well, it was weird.
And the lessons will be excruciating.
Because it just started, it was just an irritation when I was cleaning the house yesterday, bending over. I'm like, oh, that's kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But then when I relaxed, it's like, I think it just started seizing up and started like, the muscle started swelling, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of times that's what happens to me too.
It swells and then pushes on a nerve.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's when you relax is when it starts to, you know.
Did you know there are nerves
and then
on
you
your
start
spine?
to move again, and that's when you really know
No.
something's wrong.
Yeah, well,
And then there's those times when all of a sudden it goes from okay to you're not doing anything.
right. So, yeah,
Somebody's going to have to carry you out.
don't bend over if it hurts. Yeah. Don't do that.
So it's good to learn your limits. Or it's good to see a doctor. If you have a real problem and a doctor can diagnose it and tell you what's going on and what's wrong, then a physical therapist can help you and you can know how to manage it well. But then you also do still need to learn your limits if it's a permanent
Um,
chronic thing. Seems like it's becoming chronic for you, though.
never fails. Someone always does that. Always.
I keep forgetting about my audio.
All right, so what are we doing
Marcia
today?
says we both go straight to the show before we talked.
What?
That probably has something to do with one of our last comments because there is a delay.
Oh,
Jordan Bilyeu. This is it.
he's joined.
It's pronounced blue. That is such a hard word to try and spell if you don't
Yeah.
know how to spell it.
Yeah.
Some
It's
people
obviously
say-
Cajun French.
I have no clue.
Bilyeu.
The Bayou.
Watching on YouTube, Jim Wanning, thank you. We're going to check the camera right now and see if we got the sound set up and so it's not buzzing. So, Jim, you're going to have to keep us posted. I need to go to my thing here.
Are you ready?
I am not. I should have been. Put that up there. And don't you guys love how this is working?
All right.
You
And
ready?
Here's Matthew
Oh, I'm here?
with a word from our sponsors.
My hat is a little bit to the side there. It's always weird. I try to adjust it this way. It just, I don't know. It's weird.
You
It's
look
like
good
the
on
opposite.
here.
Well, thank you.
You know, if you cut off your sleeves, you'd be Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, no, no, no. You're doing this right. Sent to KC Community TV. So if you're watching on KC Community TV, welcome to the party.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about this show is brought to you by naturalsolutionstore.bz. They have many products on there. One of them includes 5-HTP, and it talks a lot about stress. Stress is one of the major causes of weight gain. We were talking about weight gain before the show and morbid obesity and things like that in children in school. But I've heard it said that if you're under a lot of stress, you could just drink water and gain weight. Well, stress control is important for all-around good health. Natural Solution Store offers a product called 5-HTP to help with reducing the stress load on our bodies. Stress is a silent killer, folks. It hardens your arteries, causes you to release cortisol. That's caused you to have a lot of weight gain in the midsection, and it's just not good for you. But 5-HTP is a building block of serotonin. That's the feel-good neurotransmitter that regulates our moods, our sleep cycles, and even influences our responses to pain. Preliminary evidence suggests that the addition of 5-HTP to our diet may promote weight loss by helping to reduce the appetite and therefore the number of calories taken in. This product provides natural mood-enhancing ingredients to promote well-being and stress reduction. One bottle contains 180 capsules and is manufactured in the USA in an FDA-registered facility according to strict standards. This formula is non-GMO, gluten-free, and all-natural. Now, these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, and this product is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure or prevent any disease. So you can get your 5-HTP at www.naturalsolutionstore.bz. So, there's that.
And we're back.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah, we, sounds good, face pretty, question mark. Sorry, Jim sent that as a text message. I like that there's a question mark there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds good. Face pretty? Eh. I can just see him. Eh.
Yeah.
So, we have a lot of fun here. I know that it's Friday.
It is that.
It is hot outside. We're going shooting today.
Are you?
Yeah.
Cool.
You have to work, don't you?
I do.
Otherwise, I'd
And
offer.
then,
What are you shooting?
And then Friday night.
We are
Freeway.
shooting a 40 caliber Glock, a 9mm S&P Shield.
What's your target?
We got some bottles and stuff. We're gonna shoot.
Okay.
See what else? Possibly a 357 Henry. That's my dad's. His 9mm. I'm gonna try and shoot my sawed-off pump-action shotgun, just because I got a Hogue pistol grip on it now.
Wasn't there something it didn't operate as reliably as you'd hoped? It did it. I remember we took it shooting.
Well, the first time I shot it, I don't know. It just didn't. It was a misfire or something.
Maybe there was a burr.
A
metal burr
it's
from the
possible.
machine.
Just remember, kids, if you're shooting, always treat a gun like it's loaded. Whether you see that there's no bullets in it whatsoever, still in your mind, think that it's loaded, because that way you'll be safe. We had a gentleman that was looking at one of my
Habits.
guns, and he's like, "Can I look down the barrel of this?"
Oh yeah.
And I said, "No." He was like 18 or 19 years old.
Wow.
And so I took it apart, took the barrel out, and then said, "There, now you can look at it."
Yeah, just
Even
a
an
barrel.
airsoft gun.
An airsoft gun is just as bad. One time when I was drunk out in Republic, getting drunk and airsoft is not a good combination. I'll just start off by saying that. Especially whenever the guy that you're going up against is one of those seeking to be a professional airsoft person, if there is such a thing.
Not good for you.
No. So he even gave me the face mask, and he went without the face mask.
Oh.
And we were in this big field, and you couldn't wear a hat with this face mask on because it covers your whole face. And but I couldn't wear a hat because it wouldn't fit over it. And I thought, man, I'm winning. I was just out on the outer edge of this big field. I was like between the woods and the tall grass, and I saw him walking, and I kept shooting at him, kept missing him. Then I ran out of ammo, and the next thing I know, he's running at me. And then shortly after that, I woke up with a bunch of red knots on the top of my head.
Oh no!
Because I just ducked my head down, and he just. I mean, he knew he had already shot me. I don't know why he kept on doing it. It's like he had to prove himself or something. But yeah, I had a hard time washing my head after that for a few days.
Victory dance, huh?
That was I wanted to punch him in his throat because he just kept shooting me in the head. But
Does your dad take you hunting?
I've never actually hunted.
You never hunted?
No, because every time I went to go take the hunter safety course, something comes up and I miss it. And you have to schedule those things months out because they're so full. And plus, I'd be the only adult in the middle of like a bunch of 12-year-olds.
Bass Pro has them.
Do they?
I don't think that would be the case.
You don't think that'd be the case?
No, I think there's a lot of.
No, I would hunt.
There's a lot of age diversity in those classes.
Have you checked with Bass Pro?
Now the one, not yet. I mean, I did, but all theirs were full for a long time.
Wow.
So like next spring. But the thing is if I'd hunt solely for food. I wouldn't want antlers and stuff hanging up anywhere. You know.
Oh.
I don't even know if I could kill a deer. Really, honestly, I'm such an empathetic person, and deer them in the face and the eyes. Now, if it was like trying to strike at me, I'd gun it down.
That's a step into manhood. Bring home a 10-point buck.
His step into manhood also is whenever he picks up a guitar and starts playing it and writes his first song. That's his step into manhood. That's how we roll in this family. We're musicians. He's actually a football player. So, when he first started, I'm gonna call you out here. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
When he first started playing football, when he was in 6th grade, 7th grade.
It was like.
It was 7th grade, and you were on the football team.
Yes.
And he decided to quit. And I said,
Sixth.
why did he quit? Because you run all the time. I said, that's what you do in football. You run all the time. You'd be better off doing it now and getting in shape at an early age so you can program yourself to stay in shape and don't be, like your dad here. And
Understand the relationship between that and your diet and your health.
And also, I would highly recommend, I think more men need to take, more young men need to take, what do they call that? Home economics.
Yeah.
Learn how to cook. Learn how to balance a checkbook.
I find
budget.
all these ideas of what manhood is to be kind of disturbing.
Why?
Because I don't think any of those things are a step into manhood.
What, writing a song in this
No.
family? That is a step into manhood in this family.
If you're from a musical family, I understand that.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I'm not saying that home economics is a step into manhood. It's not. It's a step into being able to cook for yourself and keep a house.
You will likely be single before you'll have a partner who you can share.
I would assume you learn that stuff at home.
Responsibilities
I
with,
learned all
so
that
you-
stuff at home naturally.
Well, my
Better
mom
be able to
started.
at least cook ramen noodles without burning the house down.
Ramen noodles are so bad for you. So bad for you.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I had for supper last
But
night.
also at that age,
They
you're
taste
going to
delicious.
mismanage money.
They
and
are.
Ramen noodles may end up be what you have to eat because you spent the money on that stupid little thing that's now in your closet.
Now that's what I said. That's why I said they need to teach kids to budget, write checks, keep books, everything like that. Cook
Well,
for
I
yourself.
think a lot goes wrong in life that gives you the wrong worldview too, and those are things that you need to learn to manage. Relationships, social environments, and all those things.
Do you have the morning drive? You don't have the morning drive emblem up there, do you? It's just the
Do I have the
globe. No, I got to transfer that over, Jim,
Oh, and
to,
it's in
to
the
his
wrong
computer.
place too. Yeah.
What about fishing? Does he take you fishing?
We haven't been fishing yet, but he is an outdoorsy. Are you an Eagle Scout yet?
Almost.
Almost.
But I think you'll find your transition into manhood in the Word of God.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that when you learn to
That was
have,
the next thing I was
when
gonna
you
say.
learn to have faith in God, that's when you will just begin to develop a confidence and comfort in the world around you, where you know that you're not alone and that you have a great God who cares for you and is there for you, and He can teach you how to treat other people and to
Yesterday, Steve.
have an abundant life.
That's where the true.
And that's just
Journey
my
into
opinion.
manhood.
For some people, it will always be whether or not you shoot a deer. But
Well, I watched a guy break down into tears because he took his 10-year-old out on the 10-year-old hunt, and it was his first hunt, and it was at 10 a.m. on his 10th birthday, and he
Wow.
shot a 10-point buck.
That is amazing.
And, of course, the backstraps were so tough you couldn't even hardly eat them. Because the 10-point bucks usually means that they've lived longer, and it was an older deer. And the older the deer is, the tougher they are. Unless you know how to cure them and make them tender. But, yeah, they smoked the backstraps at work. And, I mean,
have
this guy
one
was in
hunting.
tears. He was showing pictures, and tears were just flowing down his face. He was so proud.
Wow.
So proud. We are not really big hunters in the family. Although it is a manly thing to do, and it would be fun. We do like to fish. We haven't fished before, him and I together, that he remembers. He was a baby. We took him with us once out camping. But
Do you,
I think there's other things about manhood that are important. For one thing, what is manhood if not for womanhood? You know, what is a woman too? Those are important things to know in order to be a man. You can't really be a man without knowing what a woman is, because there's a difference that is important, and without understanding the differences between the two, I don't think you can really understand what you are.
now, just wanted to let everybody know that these are our opinions. They're not necessarily the opinions of Axe Ministry, Axe Media Group, or any of its subsidiaries.
Yeah, now that I said that and it's out there, I'm probably not even a man yet. I've got a lot. It reminds me of that joke
We've tried
about
to-
the genie.
Which one? What's the? Is it? It's
A
not-
man finds a genie's lantern, and he rubs it, and the genie comes out, and the genie says, "Okay, well, you get one wish. What do you want?" And he says, "Well, I've always wanted to go to Hawaii, but I'm afraid of boats, and I'm afraid of planes. So what I want is a highway that goes to Hawaii." And the genie says, "Oh, come on now. Pick something reasonable." And the man says to the genie, he thinks about it for a second. He says, "You know, I've always wanted to have a true and deep understanding of women." And the genie says, "One lane or two?"
I saw a picture of, it said volume 1 of How to Understand Women is finally out, and it's like that book that's like, it's like
I've heard of
5
that.
feet tall, and he was looking through. I mean, the spine had to be like done with like leather, like flimsy leather, so that it could fold down while you read it. It's
Yeah.
an actual book, but I just thought it was funny. Volume 1
Yeah.
of Understanding Women, and we love you, ladies. I'm telling you, this world would be a much worse place without you. Women definitely enrich the world.
Yeah.
Well, my family weren't necessarily hunters. We were carpenters.
See,
So our
now that's-
initiation into manhood was drywalling, roofing, you name it. Dad was building his dream house. He didn't need construction workers. He had 2 strapping boys.
right?
Yeah.
Cheap labor.
That's what
Yeah.
Dad used to say to me when I was a kid, and he'd ask me to do something. We're like, "Oh, well, that's what I had you for."
Yeah.
And now I love mowing and stuff like that.
Me too.
So,
Mowing a lawn's got to be a guy thing. There's
Are
something
you-
about it.
are you shy? Are you nervous because you're on the air?
No,
Potentially thousands of people watching you right now.
potentially.
No, well, we were averaging quite a bit. There's a lot of people that watch our shows.
I think we touched on a good topic. I think it's a good idea not to
What?
leave it alone.
Manhood?
I mean, we have a young man here
Yeah.
who's
Blossoming
growing up to
into
become a
manhood?
man, and he's going to be on his search for manhood and to grow up.
He's taller than his grandpa now.
Yeah. And I would say
by
my
much.
advice, too, would be to learn now to control yourself. Self-control is something that is so valuable.
And it gets harder to
Self-control
do.
is that thing that tells you, you know how when you're getting in trouble in school and class, right?
used
Because
to.
you want to do something other than what that time is set aside for. And so then you do the thing you want to do instead of doing what that time is set aside for, which is to learn and be a good student, right? So you do that, and then you end up in trouble, and that trouble just escalates into this thing that really consumes more time than it should. It ends up consuming your time that is not set aside for class, but then you now have extra time that's set aside for discipline. So to avoid so much time being consumed by discipline and consequence, it's good to learn self-control, to understand that sometimes are set aside for some things and sometimes are set aside for others. There's a time to play, there's a time to learn, there's a time to weep, to mourn, and there's actually a great scripture in the Bible about that, and it's been written into several songs. So I think self-control is a really important thing, and you will be better off to learn it. And then to listen, I think, is when it comes to understanding a woman and the difference between you and what a woman is, which I don't know that there is, except for physically, that there's a lot.
But psychologically,
yeah, and there are differences, but if you learn to listen, then they will teach you the
Yeah.
difference.
The woman is always right.
well, see, now that a lot of guys say that's true, and I guess that
I
that
was
makes
married for 12 years.
that makes
so
for
I
a
know.
happier relationship. But let's face the facts, fellas.
Happy wife.
Women
happy
are not
life.
always right just
or
because
that,
they're women.
or is it more that you can't be right as a man unless you understand a woman's perspective?
Right. And
Because otherwise, then you're.
it's a very good way to put it.
Because then you're missing half of what
Because in
life
my marriage,
is.
I was always wrong. It wouldn't
No, we need a
matter.
woman on the show with us right now so we could get her perspective.
That would be helpful. Yeah.
Otherwise,
We
we're just
have
a
one.
bunch of, white guys,
Cannot play video.
white
Uh-oh.
American
Did I
men
say
that
something
don't
that
understand
was-
women.
Is everybody else's still? Is yours still working?
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I lost the video.
You lost the video?
Yeah.
Where'd you put it? It's always in the last
It's
place you
still
look.
right where I left it.
I just got that too. It's always the last place you look, obviously.
Huh.
Because you find it, it's the last place you look. I
I
don't know.
guess.
So we were talking about. I agree with Jay on this. It's
It's not that I
all we
would
gotta
know.
do is listen.
All I've had is failed relationships in my life, so it's not that I could tell you anything really that you could take to the bank. But I've been trying to learn more lately, and it seems like it's better.
Marcia says that is not true. We fall as well in regards to the women are always right.
That
So.
didn't feel like that.
Marcia's a really cool lady. I love my sister-in-law. She's a pretty solid gal, and I know she's between her and my brother, they've calmed each other down over the years. So, and I've watched it, I've witnessed it.
Well, that little display at the beginning, as disturbing and as uncomfortable as it was to
He's like, "Hello, my love," and he's like, "Hello, Booler."
yeah, it was really quite nice.
That's actually a pretty good impression of him when he says it.
Yeah,
Booler.
it's pretty romantic, and they've been together for how long? Quite a while.
They got married shortly after Jordan's mom and I got married.
Yeah.
So it's been
She
over
mentioned
10
that
years.
he prays for her too, which means he must listen to her.
Must pray for each other. That is the number. Worship together, pray together, love Christ, love God together. That's important. I tell my children, and I've told you, I don't know if you remember, that what you look for in a girlfriend or a potential wife, a woman that loves God more than she loves you, first of all. That's the most important thing. Because if she loves God, she'll be more equipped to love you in return, and you her. I love God more than you love her. He's really quiet today.
But you don't have to get married to become a man either. That's not.
Marcia just reinforced what she said. She says, "We as women make mistakes. I was very controlling in my marriage. 10 years, the 24th of this month." That's right, because they got married on my birthday. I
right?
sang at their wedding. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, I think they still have the old CD with the background track on it. I can't remember what song was it. I think it's I can't remember. I think it's everything I do it for you. No. You'll have to help me remember much of what I sang. It's been a long time ago.
You're a young man. There's no hurry to get married. Believe me.
Yeah, don't even think about that.
So I'm gonna embarrass you a little bit here too.
Oh goodness.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But I love you. You know that. So he calls me one day. It's the middle of the night. It's like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my.
Dad, I need to talk to you.
Oh goodness. I know this.
I'm like,
Oh, no.
I'm
He
like,
says,
Oh,
"Oh goodness."
oh no. Oh,
I'm
no.
like, oh no. So usually he only calls when he's like fighting with his mom or you know, it's usually something bad is happening.
Oh please don't.
Right.
Oh please don't. Oh please
Oh, he's
don't.
going to.
All of us have been through this.
Oh please don't.
We're all guys. You're not alone in this.
Well, there are.
He was being set up on a blind date. I'm just going to put it shortly. I'm not going to go into exactly what you said. Let's just say he was being put on a blind date, meeting somebody that was a potential girlfriend that he had never really talked to before. And he was a little nervous and didn't know what to do. I said, well, first off, don't start naming your children right away.
Yeah.
That's a big no-no. And I said, be yourself and be honest with the person because you want her to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Don't be somebody you're not. If you feel like you have to pretend like you're somebody else, you probably shouldn't be with the person.
Yeah.
I mean, we all do. We're all different whenever we first start dating somebody.
When I first met Nicole, and she looked a lot younger, I thought, man, she's barely legal, and or not legal at all. So when I first met her, I thought, well, honesty is the best policy. So the first thing I said
Was it everything I do it for you? Lone Star.
So the first thing I said was, I am 39 years old. I wanted her to know how old I really was. 'Cause I look a lot younger than my age. So she knew right away. And then they said, well, she's actually over 21. So everything worked out great. But honesty was the best policy.
Yeah. Honesty is important. I mean, if you, yeah,
That's number one. First and foremost is God. And when you make God first, then you're honest.
yeah. Well, you can't work out problems if you're not admitting
Truthful.
what they are.
Right. So,
If you
But I
tell
don't
her,
think a relationship and being married and having a girlfriend make you a man either. I mean,
if you
so-
tell her the worst thing about yourself and it's okay, then you set yourself free. Then you're free to love each other.
yeah.
Because there's no fear.
Yeah.
you're doing good in school,
Yeah.
That's a big
I
change.
wanted to say that. I am so proud of this kid.
that's a big change too. How did you arrive at that change? Who helped you? How did they help you? And what happened?
From D's and F's to
what happened in
A's,
your
B's,
mind?
and 1C.
So it was. I used to go to Ozark, and I didn't really feel comfortable at Ozark, and because I had a reputation of
Reputation?
being. Like,
Oh, no, it
a
was
kid that's-
repetition, too, because you kept getting in trouble.
Yeah, I was getting in trouble a lot and starting fights, and then so a new school, I needed a new reputation, and so at the beginning I started.
Did somebody
did really
did
good.
somebody give you that idea that
You're the
you're in
Fresh
a new
Prince of Bel-Air.
Did somebody say that to you? Give you that idea that you're in a new school and you can build a new reputation, that it doesn't have to be the way it was? Did somebody say that to you, or did that something you arrived at
That's
on your own?
something that I thought of.
He was tired of getting in
brilliant.
trouble.
That's really brilliant.
And he was tired of
And
losing his
so-
privileges, and
Yeah.
I'm very proud.
Where
I'm
was the
very
first place? Where was the first place you looked for your new reputation?
Well, first I went to the school counselor
Really?
to see.
You
if-
decided that?
Mm.
Wow, that's brilliant too.
Because I remember I was starting to get a little bit down, but then like in my grades, but then I talked to my mom. I said, hey, there's this class called SCORE, and I might be seeing if I can get into it. And because SCORE is like there's more time and focus that the teachers give to you to make sure that you're individually
on
doing
an
good.
individual basis. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I just started concentrating a lot more than I was because most of the kids in my class, they knew me, I knew them, and they were troublemakers. So we would always like make trouble in class
Right?
at Ozark. So then I just decided those aren't my friends anymore, and now I'm new school, new
What made you?
reputation.
Do you have new friends now?
Mhm.
And what was? How did you change the way you saw people as potential friends, so that you didn't end up surrounded by a bunch of people who were different by name, but the same by nature?
Well, what I originally did to see, oh, maybe they could be my friend or something, is we would have something that is in common or something.
Mm-hmm.
And most of my friends were in the same class as me, so I knew that they were probably failing classes.
But they were choosing to do better.
Yeah,
So that's
they
a
were-
good.
Yeah, so I was
group of
thinking
people.
and most of them were troublemakers before.
Mm.
And I know this one kid, he was on parole from doing
Juvenile
a lot-
hall
Yeah, and
or probation.
they
rather.
actually got arrested because of something that they were doing after school,
Right.
and then she came back, and it was just a whole nother person.
Right.
Like, it was.
Did you see
amazing.
yourself headed that same direction? So I know you don't want to go out and confess all of your sins where you might be associating people where you might end up breaking the law out of peer pressure or just out of social environment. But did you see yourself ending up there as well with the choices you were making?
I have got very close.
So you,
Very, very close.
so you felt kind of desperate to get away from that.
Well,
I'm proud of you. Excellent.
And
so,
he's,
I'm so proud of you.
and he doesn't take his medication all the time now. He doesn't have to.
Did that come after you started to change your direction, or did that happen simultaneously?
So, what happened was, is I cause medicine, I don't like taking it. I hate it, and I said, well, I want to be to where I can act this way, but without medicine. So I've been trying to get off of it, and one day I just quit. And then we went to the doctor, and she said, well, are you gonna quit or are you gonna keep taking it? And so I decided, well, I'm gonna keep taking it for a couple days, and until we go see the doctor next. And I thought to myself, wait, what am I doing? I want to get to where I don't have to take medicine.
I was his age too
So-
whenever I stopped taking my medication, and it's I'm telling you, he's a different
I can
young
see
man.
that. I can see that, especially with your speech is so much more. It seems like you're putting away childish things.
Marsha Holland says,
Except for
my husband
Fortnite.
and I lived in
Yeah, but that's
fornication
something.
before marriage.
Video
So-
games is what.
She's saying we would share with anybody the Lord first, make him first in your life as a young man. And she has a little muscle arm there, and it's not normal what today's world teaches, but he will bless you. That's your aunt's advice to you.
Okay.
In case you didn't know who Marsha Holland was. So this is a really good topic.
Yeah.
Growing up today, I'm really hopeful for the future generation.
I am so too. Yeah.
You know, and even talking to your son, my son, both of my children, seems like they're seeing how crazy the generation is before them.
Yeah.
Not all of them, obviously, but a large majority of them are really crazy. So big on social justice. I mean, they make that priority over even living and breathing, and then they're seeing that, and they're like, okay, well, we want to dial it back a little bit.
Well, we've always had social justice warriors, even in the 60s.
Well, yeah,
The flower power
Yeah. But
movement.
this is
I
like-
think throughout history there's been somebody doing
always
that.
somebody.
Look at art.
But
I mean,
we didn't have social
most of them.
media. We didn't hear about these little incidents.
well, it's become.
They were always isolated. and
It's
we never
become
heard about
crazy. The social justice has become crazy.
I'm inspired by the new generation because
I am too.
I believe. Now, I don't want to say that the signs of the times are upon us, but they have been a long time. I mean, you imagine the people of World War II and World War I must have been saying something bad is happening here. This has got to be it. You know, so you see the signs, but then there's this thing. I truly hope that the Lord tarries. You know, I would like to see young people come to know and love the Lord and bend their knee to Him, and to be able to help people change their lives. You know, and to see change in life and to adopt God's laws and principles and to see the world become a more loving place. And I see that happening in the youth, and they're not doing it necessarily by the instruction or what's that discipline of adults, but more on their own
Yeah.
choosing. They see that there's something better, and I hope for you, that your faith grows too, along with this.
I mean,
There's a lot of ideas out there
when I was a
that
kid, parents used to think my generation was
That's
bad.
true.
Yeah.
You and I are the same generation.
Yeah.
We were-
I want to make sure I mention also that I'm the board director of social justice for
Are
Acts
you really?
Ministry. So, and
it's a good place for you.
yeah, well, I I love everybody regardless of social status. But
A warning for you, though, and the reason I hope that you can look to the Word of God for faith as you grow into a man, is that you will hear a lot of eloquently stated arguments out there for things like atheism and what's that one, of
Agnosticism?
science, of making science the one truth that is true above all other things. And I've looked into a lot of the people who champion these arguments socially and in front of the public, and their ideas don't end well. They don't end well for anybody other than themselves. And if you follow these people and understand what it is they're actually teaching, you'll hear them say those things themselves, that they're not looking out for you and you're dispensable. And there's something that they miss in science, which is, our spirit. They can't even explain how we have a thought
they just ignore that.
or understand how we have a thought and how we think and relate to one another. So just be careful about these eloquently stated ideas that might seem to be true.
Yeah, because like in the show Little Sheldon, he says he would prefer facts over faith.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Little Sheldon.
Yeah, and so, but the only way he
Little
can
Sheldon is not a sponsor.
the only way he can arrive at that is to not consider faith a fact. And I've talked about this a few times biologically. The way our minds use information, when you have a task or a social interaction, your brain brings up information relevant to that task or social environment very, very quickly and without having to sort through everything you ever knew. It just picks out the things relevant. Why is it that people of faith tend to pick out faith as relevant to everything the more their faith grows? And I would argue that that's because faith is relevant.
In everything.
And that they find that the evidence they get from having a little faith is that they get more faith, and they find that it is truly relevant to everything. So
We're going to do a commercial real quick.
let's do that, because we've missed two.
No, we've missed one.
Have
No,
we? I think
We-
we've missed two.
we have missed two.
So I'm going to
Oh.
merge and wipe. You ready?
Not yet. Let me get on over here. Merge and wipe. All
Whatever
right.
that is.
Wipe me.
There you are, you're wiped.
Boy, that was interesting. Welcome back to my camera, everybody. You guys get to see my lovely face up here. Go ahead and put that up there. So today's show is brought to you by naturalsolutionstore.bz. Also, it's brought to you by gettingthegameinsurance.com, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here shortly. But also the Sentimental Hoarder out of Kansas City. And we'll put those numbers up here in just a minute. But on naturalsolutionstore.bz, a lot of us have a lot of different issues with our bodies that we got to take care of, that we may not really realize that there is a natural solution for. Well, go on to naturalsolutionstore.bz, check it out. This, for instance, is one of the copies of a page. This is a screenshot of the page. And you have the information all right here about the specific thing. Like in this one, it's CoQ10. And it tells you all about it, what it does, and proper dosage and stuff. And it's very easy to understand. So get on there, check it out, and you might find something that helps you. If you have chronic back pain, you could take CBD capsules. Like another product that we have on there is milk thistle. It's a natural substance that improves skin health, helps to detoxify the liver and pancreas to control diabetes. So it detoxifies the liver, supports healthy liver function, and aids the liver's cellular regeneration. And it boosts the immune response it's a powerful antioxidant that helps to neutralize free radicals. So that's just one thing on there that you wouldn't think. Now, if you got issues with your liver, talk to your doctor and see if milk thistle will be right for you. Or, I mean, if you just want to head it off at the pass and not actually have a problem with your liver in the future, you can take this milk thistle and it'll help to detoxify your liver and get all those toxins out of there. So that way your liver will stay healthier for longer. So, but you can get all these and more at naturalsolutionstore.bz. Back to you.
.bz.
I've actually talked to somebody about shirts and mugs.
Yeah.
A lady that's the wife of somebody that I work with. She does that.
That's excellent.
But she puts vinyl on the mugs and vinyl on the it's
You know the ones you're talking about.
Yeah.
The kind of shirt with the vinyl patches.
yeah, and it's going to be I'm going to talk to her, and I told her that we will definitely advertise her business and tell where we got the cups and stuff from. I'm going to start with cups. It's going to be the morning drive, and then it's going to say
.bz.
.bz. That's I wish there was a way to hit a
Do
button
they
to
have a cup?
record.
Yeah. Do they actually have cups that can say that now?
Do they?
No.
That would be awesome. We'd get you on there. So, yeah, get on naturalsolutionstore.bz.
Yeah.
Oh, what I want to do real
Another
quick.
thing is like and share these videos, especially if you find that the topic for today is relevant to somebody that you love and care about and you think it can
Sentimental
really
order.
make a difference for them. Like and share this with them. In the drop-down menu, you can drop down and share this with a particular person that you might think this is relevant to. Share a little bit of the topic of what, so that the person you're sharing it with knows what they're looking for in the video. So thank you very much. Like
You
and
can
share.
move that book back, Dr. Paul.
Sorry, Matt.
Set it on the floor there beside. Dr. Paul Collins from the Happy Hour is in the background right now. I know he always observes us the last like 10 to 15 minutes of our show. And is Nancy going to be here today? Yay! So yeah, tune in after this for the Power Hour or the Happy Hour. Sorry, Dr. Paul.
Happy,
We should call it the Happy Time Show.
the Happy Time Show.
Because he used to call our show the Drive Time Show.
Yeah.
But and then no.
I find that to be endearing.
It is. It is. I mean, it is. It's accurate
Yeah.
because morning is a time, and it's the drive.
Right.
Tomatoes, tomatoes.
Yeah.
Splitting hairs.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
So
And
so we're going to continue to pray for Jessica Batson.
yeah.
She said she finally has a disability hearing, and let's pray that for her neuropsych testing. Wasn't scheduled until October. So let's hope everything turns out right. God better start leaving me voicemails of how things should be. He does. There's a lot of them right there in that Bible. But we're going to continue to pray for Jessica that she does get her disability, and because she can't work with the issues that she's had with her brain, and I can't imagine what she must be going through. So Jonathan Kretzman joined us. We're glad to have everybody. Today we're talking about ascension into manhood.
Yeah. Or adulthood even, I guess.
Yeah.
Hopefully that, we don't have any women or girls to help us to represent the other side of it. I wouldn't begin to know how to talk to or teach a young lady to grow and to become a woman. I wouldn't want to teach her that means to find a husband, because I don't think that's true. There's a lot of single women who, look at Mother Teresa and what she did with her life, and it had nothing to do with a man except for the Lord Jesus Christ, So
She was the bride of Christ.
I think it is a mistake to attach things like that to the definition of manhood
I
and
agree.
womanhood.
I agree. And each person's ascension is different.
Yeah.
It varies.
Or killing a deer. Not that I would say you shouldn't learn to hunt and be self-sufficient, so that if ever the time comes where we need to find our support in nature, that we would be capable.
Yeah.
But I don't think that those are the kinds of things that make us men and women.
Right. I think learning how to treat people right.
Yeah, I think that's important. That's
also
probably
getting
number
to
one.
know Christ and letting Him guide your path.
The golden rule.
Yeah.
And
do
not
unto
the one
others as you would have them do to you.
Yeah. Not
So-
that other one.
Right. Not that other one, which is satanic.
Do unto others as they do unto you.
Yeah. That's I mean, we're all guilty of that, though.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
that's your impulse.
How dare they cut me off in traffic, and then you pull in front of them and do the same thing to them?
Yeah.
Well, two wrongs don't make it right. My parents always told me that because I'm like, well, he hit me, so I hit him back.
Right.
Two wrongs don't make it right.
Yeah.
I wanted, when my wife left me, I so wanted to stay mad at her and wanted her to fail in her life,
Yeah.
because I was angry and I was hurt. And, so I was wanting to find a way to seek revenge and see it so I could say, ha, 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 ha.
Those
That's
cuts
not
are
right.
deep, and the
Yeah.
scars are still there, and you still suffer from, the effects of them,
I had to
It's just-
repent and ask forgiveness for that and then just start praying for her that she actually find happiness. And that actually made me feel better about it.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I mean, if she's not happy with me, I don't want her to be with me.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody to feel trapped in a situation that they're completely helpless. I mean, she should have told me before we got married.
Yeah.
Because I'm a firm believer that divorce is no go, no
I
good.
regret the relationships of my life. I think that I was not ready for it, and that I was not a man.
Well, they definitely taught you
I
something.
think that I was not a man. I didn't conduct myself as a man should, and that was the reason why they didn't work.
So it's about time for us to start getting out of here. Isn't that crazy?
It's 8:51.
Yeah. We're really excited about the upcoming show. Do you have any guests today, Dr. Paul? He's got a guest today.
All
Who's your
right.
guest?
Steve Flanagan.
Steve Flanagan. So tune in next to see Steve.
He's a hearing aid guy.
A hearing aid guy,
right.
just who I need to see.
You betcha.
Huh?
You need to hear him.
What? Get it? So tune in next for that. I do like our casual attitude here, where we can talk to the people coming up, and so that way you know that it actually is a live broadcast. We
Yeah.
don't. We pre-record some stuff.
Dr. Paul and Nancy are up next with the happy hour.
That
Stay tuned.
the Happy Time Show. So, Jeremiah, once again,
Thank
we didn't
for
let you
coming.
talk very much today, but we had your pretty face up here. So
I hope that you felt included,
I talked
gentlemen.
more than he did.
yeah, that's his choice.
Yeah.
His big brother talks a lot.
Thank you for being so
Yeah.
open about it. That's really helpful. There's a lot of young men out there that this could be shared with who may be able to, make better decisions.
And I hope I didn't embarrass you too bad.
No.
Yeah.
I try to be sensitive to your embarrassments. So, that being said, you hear that music, it's time for us to get out of here. It's Friday. We're going to start the weekend. Well, technically, I start my work week tomorrow. So, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on the Morning Drive today. We'll be back on Monday, same time, same channel. Go on to axmediagroup.com. Check out what's going on with Axe Fest. We got a lot of people there wanting to show up, so let us know if you're coming so we can reserve a spot for you. Anyways, sorry about that. Until next time, my friends. Now, Jeremiah, thanks for being on here today. Son, Jordan, thank you for being on here. Jay, thank you,
You're welcome.
as always. And
Thank you, Matt.
number one, thank God for
Yes,
letting us
live
do
a
what we
life
do.
that's pleasing to the Lord.
All right, so until next time, my friends, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
It's Jeremiah.
Say that louder.
My name is Jordan.
And this has been The
Morning Drive.